greetings. Welcome you to another session of Friday Waters. The idea of Friday Waters is to wet the Fridays with fun-filled and yet fruitful activities for the future generations. Friday Waters has water talkies, book reading, thesis club, and water art. Focus of the Water Thesis Club is on bringing the student scholars who have done or are doing a thesis alias research on water matters to the session in order to discuss with them the making of the thesis research and the issues around the subjects covered. I am joined by Dr. Mansee as a discussant for today's thesis club session. For today's session, we have a young scholar, Ms. Bukke Vani, to share her research on interventions of integrated advanced separation techniques for industrial, rural promotion and societal impact. Dr. Bukke Vani is a chemical engineer from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, SC University, Tirupati, who has been working as a research scholar in the area of membrane technology, CSIR-IICT, Hyderabad, for the past 10 years. Dr. Vani has published 10 research papers in reputed international journals. She has 02 patents to her credit, 2 books, and guided more than 10 BTech, MTech, and MSc students from different universities. Dr. Vani is a recipient of 22 prestigious science awards, including 12 national awards and 2 state awards. She has been providing voluntary services at the free water camp established on Upal Road in Hyderabad city, have been providing healthy water to the urban population, including pedestrians, drivers of buses, autos, cars, and two-wheelers, totally free of cost. Since April 2016, a similar camp at the popular annual industrial exhibition at Nampalli in 2017 provided free drinking water to a population of 2 lakhs. She has designed and developed UV coupled reverse osmosis for mature coconut water concentration and has been performing several kinds of laboratory experiments in the area of membrane separation process, to name a few of her achievements. She has actively contributing to counter COVID-19 technologies by designing multi-layered face masks with base used hydrophobic layers. Welcome again, Dr. Bukkevani. May I now invite Mansee to take the session further with her. Welcome,
Thanks,
Mansee.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you so much. So, without further ado, may I request Dr. Bukke Vani to please present her work, and then I will get into the conversation with you. Welcome again, Bukke Vani. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction, Ekta ma'am. Thank you so much for welcoming Mansee ma'am. Shall I share my presentation?
Yes, please.
Is this visible, ma'am?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. A very good evening to everyone. I am Dr. Bukke Vani, working on interventions of integrated advanced separation techniques for industrial rural promotion and societal impact under the guidance of Dr. Sridhar, Chief Scientist at CSIR-IICT. So my main motivation to develop cost-effective technologies for industrial development and rural welfare. To make it possible, I have chosen individual objective, whereas in industries, I plan to design few compact systems which will help to the recover the value-added products to improve the shelf life. And also, whereas each industry using fresh water for making of the raw material to the end product, then if we are able to avoid the freshwater consumption, so we can develop the reusable membrane technologies which will help to the avoid freshwater consumption. That belongs to the industrial development. When it comes to rural welfare, I am mainly concerned about surface water because most of the people is dependent on surface water. Before drinking it, we should know how much purified that water in nature. For that, I developed one wall-mounted system which will give the instant drinkable water. So whereas the another source of water is groundwater, it is mostly contaminated with by heavy metals. I have developed few process which can help to the remove heavy metals from the groundwater. Those I am going to explain in detail in my future slides. So to took up the research challenge, I had two main motivation, that is food chain and environment. So to protect food chain and environment, we have to isolate the product and recover the water, so we cannot let it as a waste. So when it comes to industrial food industries, there is lot of liquid discharge will be there, which will easily deteriorate the properties of the nutrients. So usually we can say biochemical changes and spoilage of the liquid waste. To overcome that, we have designed the membrane technology, so the product life can be enhanced. So domestic and industrial wastewater treatment, so we can reuse the water where we have generated the wastewater. So when it comes to this motivation, the main thing is food and the water shortage. If we are able to treat whatever available things, can be enhanced in terms of economy and other ways. So the main media I have chosen is membrane. Membrane is a selective barrier which will help to remove particular components, which is depends on the molecular size. Depends on that we can do the separation. So there are a lot of separation techniques in membrane also. Depends on driving force, we can divide it into 4 groups. The main I have chosen is pressure driven membrane process and concentration driven membrane process, which I am usually working. So whereas there are also 2 other more technologies, temperature driven membrane process and electrical driven membrane process. So there are few configuration, because we have to use membrane, it should be in particular configuration. There will be flat sheet configuration, the area will be very less. To give the more area, we can convert into spiral wound. So there is the recent advancement in membrane is hollow fiber configuration. It is having major advantages than the flat sheet membrane. So when it comes to ceramic membrane, when we have to deal with high temperature and high pressures, we can choose the ceramic membrane. In pressure driven process, there are 4 main steps: microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, and reverse osmosis. Depends on the pore size and how much pressure we should apply, that we can decide. So when it comes to microfiltration, the pore size will be around 1 micrometer. So it will help to allow the water multivalent ions and viruses. When it comes to ultrafiltration, it is smaller than the microfiltration. So we can remove here bacteria, virus and suspended particles. When it comes to nanoparticle, the pore size will be the 0.001 microns. It is around 1 to 0.1 nanometers. So it can remove all bacteria, virus and suspended solids, but it will allow water and multivalent ions. When you go down towards the pressure driven process, the last membrane is reverse osmosis process, where the process will be lesser than 0.1 nanometers. Usually we can call also dense membrane. It will remove each and every metal, including multivalence and monovalent ions, which is essential for our body. It will give only water. Depends on the pore size of these. We have to apply the pressure, because very open membrane can sufficient its lower pressures. When it comes to denser membrane, we need to apply little higher pressures. So here I also mentioned application. Depends on application, we can choose which membrane is more beneficial. So in my case study, I have chosen nanofiltration reverse osmosis membrane. So we have 2 techniques to make the membranes at our own end. So there is phase inversion technique, in which we usually choose the solvent which can help to dissolve your polymer. So we can get honey-like solution that can be captured into polymeric film. Then we have to choose non-solvent which will replace with solvent. During this process, pores on the membrane will be formed. So we can do the handmade casting, and we also have the machine casting. So whereas the casting machine can give the ultrafiltration range of membrane, usually this can be for the clarification purpose. When we want to work on concentration of any particular product, then we have to reduce the pore size of the membrane. For that, here we are using interfacial polymerization technique. Whatever we have synthesized by the hand method, that is polyether sulfone substrate, going to coated by the interfacial polymerization technique. There we should choose amine and acid concentration solution, which will help to coat the layer over the polyether sulfone, that can be named as a polyamide membrane. This polyamide membrane looks like dense membrane. It will allow only water. Whatever market available membranes is there, this polyamide membrane, which usually used for drinking water purification. To give the more advantage to the membrane, we have coated with polyvinyl alcohol polymer, which is like hydrophilic layer. So that will help to open the little pores on the membrane. So there are other methods also. We can improve the hydrophilicity of the membrane. either by adding the any additives or any nanoparticles. That study also I have conducted. I used titanium dioxide nanoparticles and incorporated into the polyphenol sulfone membrane to give the mechanical strength to the membrane. So the very first case study I have conducted in my PhD is mature coconut water concentration. Usually all oil industries and desiccated coconut industries, they are mainly concerned about meat. They are not worried about water, which is around 10 to 20% of waste from each industry. If we are able to treat that mature coconut water, so we can recover the mineral compounds from that water, we can promote as a health grade drink. So whereas membrane has a selective barrier, it will remove the all minerals and it will also remove the bacteria. So where the product was the bacteria side, I had to eradicate bacteria. For that reason, I have chosen UV unit. If you see here, I have provided the photograph of the UV coupled membrane test units, which is fabricated by us in our laboratory. So the water, final water means concentrated water can be determined by the Brix index, which will usually show the concentration ranges of the product. Then conductivity and pH also we can see. If you observe the concentrate Brix in, it is improved from 5 to 9. So that is the confirmation our product got enriched. So here we can also see the with and without UV effect. If you see with UV, there was no contamination. If we don't use UV, there will be the contamination. So the end product I also mentioned here that concentrated can be promoted as a health drink, and we can also make the powders. Whenever we need water, we can directly dissolve into water and we can drink it. There is another food grade chemical I have worked on is lycopene. Lycopene is basically beta carotene, which is having red color in nature. So if you see the most red color compounds is tomato and next is the watermelon. So tomato, already in tomato there are so many literature surveys, so I have chosen watermelon. There is no study found in literature and by forward osmosis nobody has concentrated the lycopene. So I have done the first case study. I have published paper on this case study. So why I have chosen forward osmosis? Why the role of forward osmosis here is, so when it comes to any pressure driven or temperature driven process, when we apply temperature or pressure on the product, it will degrade the aromatic compounds and polyphenols components. That overcome that I have chosen the osmosis process. In osmosis, it is like normal, at normal ambient conditions it will work. So due to the concentration difference between the feed and dry agent, the solvent will pass from lower concentration to higher concentration. Over the period, we have removed complete water, so product got enriched. That we have seen here. So we also studied because it is food product. We don't know how many months it will sustain because lycopene can degrade due to the oxidation reduction potential. So when it comes to exposed to light or any particular UV radiation, it will degrade the component. To overcome that, I have chosen two conditions. One is room temperature at 25 degrees, and there is refrigerated temperature around 4 degrees. And over the period, I have evaluated the lycopene concentration. As we know that room temperature is degrading the product quality, but storage condition refrigerated is very economical and it can be highly sustainable. So when it comes to the final product, there are a lot of application we can see here. It can be used as a functional food, therapeutic drink, and other application. So this can be applied for other also like sugarcane juice. We can apply like this can be applied for any type of juices like pineapple juice and grape because wherever color is there, that can be utilized by forward osmosis technique and we can remove maximum water. Here there are two advantages. Not only product enrichment, we can also recover the pure water which will have little minerals that can be promoted as a food grade drinks. So usually we can promote as a sport drink. So that is the lycopene uses. There are a lot of skin application also depends on the lycopene. The basic example of lycopene which we can see in our daily life is lip balms by Nivea. We can see that. So when it comes to water, water is playing major role in our lives because from morning to evening, we use lot of water either by for drinking or either for any application. So when it comes to the particularly about the domestic purpose, so we can use for cleaning, washing, and other application. So if you see the, if you consider any particular kitchen, we are using around 20 to 50 liter per day. So if we are able to have any particular technology which can help to the recover that water, and we can create and we can reuse that water, no, so we can avoid the freshwater consumption. To prove that, I have chosen grey water, which is contaminated by like minerals and oils and other components. Then I have chosen membrane technology here to recover those compounds by the rejection phenomena, and pure water can be permeated through the membrane. As we are treating with water over the period, membrane can have chance to the damage, because water is contaminated with bacterial contamination, which will help to the form the fouling on the membrane layer. So to overcome that, here I have chosen the titanium dioxide nanoparticle. Not only titanium, we can also choose copper, silver, which is easily available. But for my application, I have chosen titanium dioxide, which will have like more hydrophilic nature. So it means when it comes to the hydrophilic and hydrophobic nature, for water mostly we have to choose the hydrophilic nature grade. Then it will improve the membrane performance. So if you see here, the rejection of turbidity and color, it will help to remove complete color from the wastewater, so that water can be very clear. That water we can use for reuse. If we have any color in water, no, we hesitate to reuse it. So that is the reason membrane plays major role in removing color and turbidity. If solution in haziness, we also hesitate to use it. So that's where PaO2 nanoparticle loaded membrane will work, and it will remove 100% of color and turbidity. So we also tried how it really works in industrial, whereas we have already tried in one particular kitchen. If we want to go any industry, is that possible to recover water? On that study also we have conducted. Has concentration of lignocellulose and water recovery from treated rice straw liquor. In that case study, initially we have taken rice straw and we have pre-treated, because it contains cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. We have to break the strongest bonds, and then it can be removed as a hemicellulose, cellulose has a one group, and lignin has another group. Whereas lignin is combined with water. So their main concern is only lignin. So they are leaving has a tons of water in industry, which is going to treat it as a wastewater. If we are able to treat that water by concentrating lignin, so we can reduce the 80% of freshwater consumption in industry. To prove that, we have assembled one small reverse osmosis system, which consisting of pre-treatment. In pre-treatment means very natural materials we daily see in our life, like cotton, spun, sand filters. So those can be trap the heavy molecular metals, and it will reduce the load on membranes. Whereas you can see the right side of the top pilot plant of the membrane. So not only the laboratory, we also conducted these studies in pilot level, so we can know how exactly this process is working. So the drawback in this process is, over the period, the heavy molecular weights in the rice straw liquor, it will damage the membrane. You can see here soil deposition on the membrane left, completely damaged that. So whereas in the right side, there is no damage of the membrane, because there it is helping to remove by pre-treatment. So here we can also see color comparison. If you see here, white scale is very clear water that can be utilized in reusable purpose. So when it comes to nanotechnology and nanofiltration membrane, nanotechnology is we are taking smaller particles that can improve the membrane lifespan, because which will have the particular groups. Some nanoparticles have nature of the hydrophilic, some nanoparticle will have a mechanical strength is very huge. When it comes to nanotechnology, so this particle can be incorporated into membrane to improve the mechanical stability in terms of tensile strength and temperature gradient, and that membrane we can be used. So the very exciting role I have done in my research career is rural welfare. So through membrane technology by water purification, so there are different types of water purification we can do by using different types of membrane. So the selection of membrane basically depends on the raw quality of water. If we have to treat ground and brackish water, the components which dissolve in water will be greater than 800 mg per liter. Because of this, we can get fluorosis, blue baby syndrome, and renal failure. When it comes to surface water, any pond water or river water, TDS will be 400 to 800 ppm. So the most common effect by this water is jaundice. So whereas ultrafiltration membrane, usually we can also say municipal water, everybody having their own home by through the tap connections, which will cause the typhoid and diarrhea. So before drinking this water, we have to purify water. For that, we have chosen membrane technology. This is the first technology which I developed by me. Right now, we are trying to market this technology. So wall-mounted hollow fiber membrane. This system will work without any electricity and any pressure pump not required. So we can directly connect it to the tap where it can directly water can enter into the membrane. There it will remove the all minerals which is not required for our health. That can be removed, and it can remove the bacteria and virus. It can give the pure water. So when it comes to the other, if you see here, I already told flat sheet membrane and hollow fiber membrane. So flat sheet membrane cleaning is very difficult over the period, because to give the more surface area, we wrapped into one layer. So due to that very thickness and due to the very tightness, it won't remove properly. When it comes to hollow fiber, it simply looks like capillary action, like single tube. So it can be cleaning will be very easy. So another portable traveler's flush bottle also we developed, where fibers can be inserted into this capillary tube. When we give pressure through our mouth, that water will suck through the fibers. It will filter the unwanted things, and it will come to the directly to the top of the bottle. So novelty of this work is, to make the fibers, we should have some small device which can only make the fibers. There are available in market which can only produce single type of fiber. To overcome that, we have designed one spinneret which can produce variations of fibers with different dimensions in terms of inner ID and outer ID. Here you can see comparison of fibers. There is huge difference in size. So whereas it comes to the groundwater purification, here, then in groundwater purification, whatever heavy metals, usually I have concerned about arsenic and fluoride. So this is very hugely affected in Telangana, in Nalgonda district. So to overcome that, whatever available to us, like moringa seed powder and any particular natural products which can have absorption capacity. So those material can be used as an absorbent, and we can trap the metals. So to prove that, we have designed one process. Initially, the column is packed with sand, because sand is having absorption capacity. So the solution, contaminated solution, can be pumped through the peristaltic pump. Whatever here, we will load the bioabsorbent, moringa seed powder and sorghum bipolar husk, usually like mice. We will make into small pieces and we will load with sand packing. Then in closed loop condition, we will circulate the water continually. Then after certain period, when we have to collect the sample and we have to evaluate for concentration of fluoride and arsenic, when we feel like concentration is got reduced and within the specs, then this water has turbidity. To further remove turbidity, this water can be sent to the membrane. Here we are using ultrafiltration membrane. So it will help to the remove turbidity. That clarified water we can drink a bit. So what really making to absorb those components is, here we have the nature, like honeycomb nature. This honeycomb nature will trap the particles and heavy metals. So it will be reversible reaction. Even you apply pressure also, it won't again leak. So these help to the extract the metals, so that water can be clarified. So here we can also see 100% fluoride removal is possible by the natural absorbents. So as for turbidity removal, by varying the pressure from 1 to 3 bar, we have conducted experiments. The turbidity removal is happened from 89 to 95%. So when it comes to research, not only through the process we developed, we also do urban development by providing the safe drinking water to the needy people. So these are few camps we established from 2016. Still, it is running successfully. So the difference between what we developed and the marketing is membranes. Our membranes will be the more viable, and it will help you to give the minerals in drinkable water, so we don't feel any deformation of the bones over the period. So we also do demonstration and training programs for the student benefits. Whatever we develop technologies, we will make Jignasa program where school students can visit to the IICT and they can learn what really we are working on. So right now, after my PhD, as a postdoc, I am working on two main projects. One is ultra pure medical grade water. As kidney failure, they do hemodialysis, depends on their health condition, weekly twice or thrice. During that period, they are utilizing around 50 to 100 liter per one batch, because they need ultra pure water. If they use any contaminated water, blood can be contaminated. To overcome that, IICT has developed the ultra-pure medical grade water plant, which will help you to remove all toxins, including endotoxins and all heavy metals. It will have the zero minerals in water, and it will be bacteria free. That water can be used as a hemodialysing fluid. That is, we are developing. There are three grades of water: type 3, type 2, and type 1 grade water. Depends on the water grade. We can use application. When it comes to type 2 and type 3 water, hemodialysis we can use, and laboratory analytical methods we can use. Then the very purest form of water can be obtained as a type 1 water, that can be used as an electronic device making, because any salt can cause the corrosion and short circuit. To overcome that, they will use the type 1 water. The another very interesting study we are working, whereas we don't have any water source. If we have any groundwater, surface water, even it is contaminated, we can filter and drink. If we don't have any water source, mostly like arid regions, coastal regions, and hilly regions, they don't have any water source. By using the relative humidity from the atmosphere, we are converting that humidity in terms of water. It simply works like AC. In AC, where we mainly focus on air, hot air converted into cold air. Here, the same concept. We are converting water vapor into water. As that water will be very pure, there will be no minerals in water. So we are remineralizing the water by adding the minerals. So the CSIR-IICT has patent to which type of minerals can be added into this water. So we have various capacity water plants, 50 liter per day to the 1000 liter per day. This mission mainly works on relative humidity and temperature based on that area. So it also varies capacities, depends on the seasons. These two right now we are working. So through my study, I can summarize that lower temperature is very good to store natural products, so it won't degrade the compounds. And the natural process like membrane technology will help you to have this shelf life. Instead of going to distillation and other methods, it may damage the aromatic compounds. So when it comes to the membrane life can be improvised by using the nanoparticles or any additives. So the mechanical strength and physical strength can be enhanced. So if membrane technology would be able to recover the water from 80%, that can avoid the freshwater consumption in industry. It will be very helpful, because we are not using freshwater over there. So when it comes to wall mounted, every home can have this wall mounted system, which works on without electricity. Even in any rural areas also it can be promoted. So whereas heavy metals removed by naturally occurring absorbent, because everybody have their forms, there it will be available natural absorbents like maize and moringa seed powder and some other powders like leaf type of things. If we are able to recover by using those things, the heavy metals contamination mostly we can avoid it. So whatever the we develop these technologies, no, it will be very useful for water purification. So by this way, we can avoid the diseases for rural people and whoever needy people. So during this period, I have published a few papers and two patents. And for my work, I also received few awards over the nation. We have CSI Technology Award, which is very important because we worked on water purification. For that, they recognized and they have given CSI Technology Award. So thank you for providing this opportunity. I especially thank Gupta ma'am and Mansee ma'am to providing this platform to me. And I also thank Dr. Nivedita ma'am to introducing me to the wiki. So now,
Okay, thank you, Bukke Vani, and it's really nice to see some hardcore science, which is rare in our thesis club sessions. And also thanks to Dr. Nivedita to get us connected to you. I did had a chance to look at your work thoroughly because you had sent your presentation in advance, and that helps me to understand because I'm not from this kind of background, so I had to really digest and chew it properly to get my questions around it. But very simple layperson question from my end first before I get into technical questions to you. When we talk about these kind of membrane technologies and all, essentially you are already talking about an approach which is ecosystem approach, which is a biological approach to tackling water problems. Now, if you say that, is it okay for a layperson to say that this approach is similar to other ecosystem approaches which are available in the society or in the market for that matter? Over to you.
yes, ma'am. Usually, when it comes to the other techniques like distillation and other techniques,
Yes.
they have to apply the temperature. Due to the
Okay.
temperature, bacteria can be killed and it will disinfect the water. So when it comes to membrane not only remove the bacteria, it will also help you to remove the other components like heavy metals, which is not required for our body. So in that way, we can also promote this is as a eco technology because basically membrane means filtration technique. Usually we can see the molecular sieving. Depends on the pore size of the molecule. Smaller components will come through the membrane, bigger particle will stop by the membrane. So in same way it will work. So as the components which present in water have different molecular weights, when we apply pressure over the membrane, depends on the particulate matter size, only smaller components will come and heavy particles which is not required, which is causing contamination, which is causing some diseases that can be removed. In that way, we can promote water, these membrane technologies very prominent for the water treatment.
You were also mentioning something very interesting, if it can be packaged small. And I was wondering again, as a market consumer, if these are so handy approaches and if they can be packaged small, can we imagine a situation in a society where we see that every house is able to afford these small techniques or small tools in their house, and they can do their own filtration system, just like the way we are so glued to all these RO technologies and more mechanized, where minerals are all taken away. Have we advanced in research in this kind of approach where this becomes har ghar ki kahani?
And actually, whatever technology is available in market right now, we require minimum electricity, and to run pumps also we require. But to overcome that, when it comes to some flood affected area, they don't have any electricity. When you go to any rural area, there will be no electricity. So to overcome that, we came up with one new solution, which our filter can work without any electricity. So we can directly connect to the overhead to the tank or tap, which will help to the avoid the electricity consumption, which will help you avoid the any pre-filtration or any pumps. So another, if you see my presentation, there will be traveler bottle. So we go somewhere over, we cannot carry water each and every time. So even you carry 1-2 liters also, we can consume with time, and at the end we have to buy again water. To overcome that, if you carry the traveler bottle, whatever water source is available, directly we can fill into that bottle. So through our mouth, we can produce little pressure on the membrane through sucking. So then it will remove the turbidity and the other heavy metal, whatever color and bacteria present in surface water. It will give the filter water. So this concept basically to replace the economical technologies which mainly depends on the electricity we are working. So without electricity, how really it works to show that we have developed this technology, it is we already submitted this manuscript into one paper, so it's about to accept it. So this really changed our emphasis now. Whereas our water, all water filtration require electricity and lot of space consumption. We cannot portable from one place to another place. So to overcome that also we have chosen these technologies. And moreover, right now not only in terms of compact size, we are also reducing the process, means we are doing process intensification. So by overcoming or by cut down in the pre-treatment and post-treatments, so we are making the process very simple. So everybody can utilize this technology as an end product. In that way we are promoting.
Yeah, interestingly, when you ask these questions, as a user or a very naive user, I will say, common public in this country, I get more curious about it because the kind of institution or organization people are doing research, which is government based and also interacting with a lot of grassroots activities. Where do you find a challenge in upscaling these kind of initiatives, or is it only focusing on disaster? I mean, I have been having this discussion sometimes with Dr. Dr. Mamta Mahapatra also sometimes. We're talking about, are these approaches more for crisis management situations, or can it be like everyday thing for every house in the country, where this becomes, like making water purification everybody's business rather than going for the commercial aspect. It's not that competing with the commercial aspect, but if it is a government initiative and so much of effort is gone, and it is such a sustainable approach, as I hear from you, with the electricity and in situations where there are crises, where do you think there is a challenge in upscaling it? Why not every house in the country is having this vis-a-vis having RO? So just an added question to it, do you think IoTs, like, all these internet emerging technologies can help you upscale these kind of methods or purification approaches? What is your take on that?
Actually, the problem while this process is, so what we develop device is, it should be depends on the what type of raw water we are using. So
Okay.
whatever in market available, ready-made one solution will be there. They will fix the pre-treatment, they will fix the reverse osmosis membrane. If I order in Andhra, they will put same plant. If somebody can order in Uttar Pradesh, they put same plant. Somebody in Pune, they put. So they are not concerning about what type of water they want to treat. So that is
Okay.
the reason
They
whatever
are going
readily
via
available they are
commerce.
putting. Yes. But when it comes to us, first we will check the what type of water really need to be treated. Based on that, we will develop the device. Which it comes to wall mounted system, that is basically to treat the surface water and municipal water. So to scale up that also possible, because there are some small limitations are there, ma'am. To improve the membrane life, we are adding nanoparticles. So in a higher scale, it will be little difficult
Okay,
because to
that is
improve the
very
capacities. So whatever we develop is 40 liter per hour capacity. When it comes to particular industry and market size, if you want to produce more than 1000 liter per hour, then we have to scale up the process. That time we are facing little problems. But
okay.
this is only for wall mounted. Whereas for nanofiltration technology, we already have higher scale where we can produce up to 2000 liter per hour. Those plants we already installed in defluoridation places and all over India, few particular states. Whoever comes to IICT with they have water problems, then through projects we can do. When it comes to IoT based, so whereas we are working on hemodialysis water, means ultra pure medical grade water, there we are already trying to install the IoT things, so we can get each and every parameter quality in our hands. So instead of going every time and checking the membrane performance and water quality, if we are concerned about IoT, it will directly know wherever we are living. No, there only we can get all data. So by that way, we can reduce the manpower, we can reduce the other costs and transportation we can avoid. In that way, we can develop it. That IoT idea is really very uh, important to us, to any water technologies. We are trying to install IoT in all technologies. We are working on that area, ma'am.
Absolutely. Because what is happening here is if we are saying that the upscaling has an issue and it requires some additional work on it, which means that it is already ready for every day, every house, even if you cannot get into the municipal scale, for which you require more more technical innovations or probably adjustments, I will say, not innovations. Let me just quickly go to some technical questions from you, again, more from a naive perspective, but then what will be the criteria for selection of membranes, because we have different kinds of polluted water. So you were already mentioning raw water from the resource or municipal water or industrial water for that matter. How do you choose when you are doing the work in the laboratory?
Yes, ma'am. The basic criteria to choose membrane is what type of raw water source is there. Some water may be contaminated with only color, some may be contaminated with turbidity, some may contaminated with heavy metal, and sometimes no, not only water treatment. So naturally, groundwater and surface water will be at room temperature. When it comes to industry, whatever that wastewater may have high temperature, may have high pH, extremely acidic or extremely basic nature. Some may have to come in with high pressures. So by considering these all factors, first we have to choose polymer which will affect these all parameters now in terms of thermal stability, in terms of mechanical stability, in terms of acidic and base nature. So what type of water we are going to treat, based on that we will choose polymer. Moreover, again we have to concern about configuration, which type of configuration we have to choose. Because when I want to treat very smaller amounts, like in batch mode, like 2 liters, 1 liter, then I can choose the flat sheet because the area will be very less. So over period I can filter. Then I want to treat any industrial criteria. So there will be tons of liter per hour. So I cannot go ahead with this smaller membrane. Then I have to go ahead with spiral membrane. If I have like huge temperatures, if you see the any furnace and all those things, it will quenching towers. It will have more than 250 degrees temperature. Then I cannot go with polymeric membranes. I have to choose the ceramic membrane. So depends on this criteria, we have shortened the polymer solution by choosing what really we want to see as an end product. Then we can also change the configuration of membrane.
Yeah, that puts me into another curious question, technical question for you. Because we would like to reach in our society a stage where, just like different kinds of toothpaste or face cream or lipsticks, we should have at the shops different kinds of membrane technologies available. But for example, I live in Ahmedabad where I have high TDS problem. I go to the shop and I should be able to understand which of the membrane technology I could buy for my house. What do you understand? What do you see? Because it's a kind of interesting thing. Can I shop it like this, and what kind of awareness level we require for people? Like, okay, TDS is higher in my region and I should be buying this membrane, just like cream, or just like ghee or oil for that matter. And if I have fluoride in my region, what should I buy? Which technology membrane I should just take home? Because 40 liters is a good size for a family. As you mentioned that it can do 40 liters. So I'm really seeing its potential more in the household than at its industrial or municipal water. So what's your take? TDS and which one
Yes,
I
ma'am.
should apply?
When it comes to water, the very important parameters we evaluate pH. So
Okay.
whatever we are drinkable is neutral, 6.2 to 7.5. When it comes to TDS, it will vary depends on place. As some place may have 1000 ppm, some place have 500 only. If you go in sea area, it may be 35,000 ppm. So if
700
35,000
ppm. 700
1100
ppm.
ppm. Okay. Then if TDS is more than 1000 ppm, we have to go ahead with reverse osmosis membrane, ma'am.
Okay.
Because reverse osmosis membrane will help you to remove bivalent ions and monovalent ions also. It will give pure water. But when it comes to drinking water, we cannot drink that much pure water because it doesn't contain any
Yes.
mineral, then we have to ensure that blending level. So when we are using reverse osmosis membrane means we also need to do some blending, which will help to add the minerals to the pure water. That we have to ensure. If our TDS in water is less than 500 ppm, like 200, 300, 100, then we have to go ahead with nanofiltration membrane. So if our water level have only 100 and 200 TDS, but we are mainly concerned about bacteria and virus contaminated, then we have to choose ultrafiltration membrane. So it
Okay.
depends on this water. So we have to choose which pore membrane will help you to remove that. So here it will come. Pore size of the membrane plays major role.
Yes.
So by choosing the pore size of the membrane, we have to adapt which technology is suitable for which water.
Yeah, very interesting. I do have questions on large scale water, but I am really thinking whether I should ask that question, because if I was a municipal, official, I would like to know, because we know that rainwater itself carries a lot of pollutants, vis-a-vis municipal wastewater. And I mean, it's always advisable to have a separate drainage system. And if they reach at some place, what will be your general take on, if you are planning to upscale this kind of technologies, and some general advice to municipal bodies if they would like to install for little higher scale, let's say decentralized water treatments for water supply at neighborhood scale, like one water tanki scale. So for rainwater as well as for domestic wastewater, what will be your take on that?
So usually there is one technology for rainwater harvesting.
Yes.
So it depends on the places. Few people making some sums.
Yeah, you
So by
worked on
using
it
different
also.
absorbents,
Yeah, you
yeah,
worked on,
different
yes.
absorbents like activated carbon, sand, spun. They will filter as a layer by layer. So when water falls, it will just absorb water and it will store for the future. So we can collect that water. So when it comes to what I feel my personally, if we have any common point to collect all those water, like big sumps and groundwater
Yes.
tanks, we
Yes.
can collect water. From there, whenever we want to supply to the particular body, then we can treat it the water and we can send. So
Yes.
if we have any local body to collect that water and
Yes.
store in underground, it will be more suitable, because even each and individual family can work on rainwater harvesting.
Absolutely.
So from our floors we can collect to the pump line and we can store into our sumps. So whenever water is required, that water we can use for any cleaning and washing purpose. If you want to drink that water when we don't have any water source, then we can choose some small filtration like ultrafiltration, nanofiltration plant. We can filter that water and we can drink it. So what I feel, instead of technologies, everybody should have some awareness. So how really water can be stored, how really water can be purified. It will come from home, no? Usually if women can able to take a stand on this water, ma'am, then that water successfully can be stored, can be overcome these problems. So I feel like that to save water, women have major role, because
Yes,
they will
absolutely.
utilize lot of water in home from cooking to the each and every application. If women have maturity and women can able to take call on water, then the lot of water can be saved.
Okay,
This is my
interesting.
personal
Yeah, interesting. You bring this aspect of women, because I'm going to drag you to Wiki Water Resource Council through Dr. Nivedita, because Ekta is also there. I have a last question, because you mentioned about women, and because I am interested that this kind of technology becomes every household technology. Because let's say we buy RO technology, all these ROs, all these different blending machines from 18,000 to 25,000 rupees. So if I have to get one of these for 40 liters a day, let's say, how much that would cost me as a woman? I'm always thinking about that. And then maybe I invite Nivedita to ask a question, or maybe even do a little bit of vote of thanks before Ekta takes it up. How much it will cost me if I have to get, I mean,
or
or I,
whatever we developed 40 liter per hour capacity wall mounted system is costing around 700 to 850 rupees, ma'am.
okay,
So it
very,
will run without electricity. We have to maintain it properly. So over the 1 week or 1 month, we have to do backwashing. Means whatever direction you are giving, You have to change the direction, you have to flush the water. So with 1 to 2 liters, you can flush out water and you can use it. So that model which we developed will give 3 to 4 years of lifespan.
Yeah, I was about to ask, in that money, how much time it will run? These are typical questions of women, in every house.
Yes, ma'am. So 3 to 4 years it can work if we can maintain in proper way. So suppose what we'll do sometimes, we will apply little pressure, no. Then if you are completely you close the wall, no, it will block the membrane. If we take small care by women, by maintaining proper in condition, anyway we know that women can maintain very well in all aspects. If that concern we show on membrane, so by avoiding small mistakes like before opening the valve, we should on the water. We have to give water supply. Then only we can on the pressure valve. If we make these conditions, we can maintain membrane up to 3 to 4 years, ma'am. So by single time payment, once we can pay 700 to 800, and we can maintain in 3 to 4 years means. I feel like
it is a very good deal. It's a very good deal. So all those women out there who are listening to us, here we have something for you to offer. Maybe I invite Nivedita to just do a little remark because she's been your scholar, and then invite Ekta to do the closure. Nivedita, your remarks, probably not question, but just a small remark on Dr. Bukke Vani and the work she's doing.
Thank you very much, Mansee. I would like to feel proud and say very, very proudly actually that Vani has brought all our technology in place of in front of Wiki Forum, and through this many women can come towards to our technology and what can be done in water for common people. And of course many water whatever types of water I am sure people were not knowing that like water is also not only drinking water, but it also having lot of different types. So shape wise we can show that water comes type 1, type 2, type 3. I have already in my previous talks I have given little bit of brief introduction, but today Vani has nicely elaborated, and a part of that my air to water, those things also she has put up very nicely. Overall water technology done at IICT has been presented to Wiki Forum, and I'm sure people will accept our technology, and they will know what exactly RO is happening, and more awareness for RO also to be needed, because RO is not for all. That is also message. So there are many different types of membrane technology which has to be adjusted depending on the need of the water type. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Vani for beautiful narrations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your kind support throughout my stay at IICT. As a woman, you supported me a lot. I would like to tell in front of Vicky, in each and every step, like my R&D to pilot plant and scale up, and during my PhD, your help was like immensible, ma'am. I would like to thank you very much to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Nivedita, and thanks Bukke Vani for this presentation and also giving these little tips for everyone in this country at a household level, although we started steering the conversation to women's side. But then you are most welcome to join our Water Resource Council, and that will be a different discussion. Over to you, Ekta. Thank you so much, both of you, and especially Vani, as I know now you are called Vani, so I can also say that. Over to you, Ekta.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I think this is a wonderful session, and Dr. Mansee, first of all, I would like to thank to you for starting these sessions, and it's me to you because I also took the initiative to join you for these sessions. And Dr. Nivedita, thanks to you that you have introduced Bukke Vani to us, and now we are here to learn that how without electricity and with natural materials we can have safe drinking water. So it's so many years that I am telling to a lot of people, we have in my family installed RO water, but I was not able to drink that RO water because its taste and it doesn't have any utility. So I always used to fill water from the neighbors who are not using the RO. So, Bukke Vani, I will be the first one to install membranes at my home. And also, when I have to install my filter, so a lot of, the salespeople were saying, ma'am, this much TDS, this, that. And I was so confused that, yeah, kya karna hai? Which one is good for me? What is the quality of water here and which filter is good for us? And Mansi, that is a wonderful question that there should be the types of the water, type 1, 2, 3. So according to that, which membrane we should use. And I think this is wonderful for especially the housewives who are very conscious for their family's health. So safe drinking water with using the membranes and membranes marked with that which membrane is suitable for which type of water. I think that will be very helpful for all of us. Even for the layman will also be able to know that which type of filtration technique is good for them. So thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Mansi. Thank you, Bukkemani, and thank you, Nivedita. And I will keep learning a lot of things from this research work. And learning is huge. So every mind is learning and different types of research. So I request all to join us on every third Friday to meet more researchers and appreciate their work and also learn from them how the small research work can be used at our own home in our own life so that we can make our life better today and for coming generations. Thank you all. Join us for the another session, Friday Water Session on 24th of March, which is Water Art by Zahir Hussain and Palash Chaturvedi on Aapka Khwab. Please also join us for the next Wednesday for Water on 22nd March at 5 p.m. IST on Accelerating Change to SDG 6 with Dr. Fazia Taranum as moderator. Please circulate and visit www.w4w.in for more information. Thanks a lot. Join us for the next coming up session.